The one and only Daddy Freeze. How was your day?
I absolutely loved your session, the last one at the Oriental
Yeah.
Hotel. Every single person here who attended that would be a testimony. I know some people who, because I used to trade Forex, I know some of my Forex people, I met them, they're like, wow, you guys are going into real estate. Yeah, like, yes.
Nice, nice.
It was a lovely
Um,
guy of like minds,
yeah,
people who are interested in growing
yeah,
their
yeah,
portfolios. How have you been since then? I see you online here and there. I saw you in Egypt. You went to check out the pyramids.
yeah. We
Are
had
you
a great time.
from
There's-
property?
You said?
Are you trying to acquire a pyramid too to add to your portfolio?
No, so there is a annual UN climate conference. So this year's was holding at Egypt. Because we are building green and smart homes, so issues of renewable energy, and so those are events we often try to be part of. So we had a
Mm.
great time. I'm back in Dubai. I saw you were in London chopping live and you left me out.
Don't know. This one that they are £1 or 1,000 naira. I mean, 1 million naira, £1,000.
Yeah.
And that is why I'm even here with you today to
Hmm.
discuss the future of
Yeah.
affordable homes in Nigeria.
Hmm.
It's particularly difficult for a Nigerian right now who is earning in Naira and his portfolio is hedged to the Naira.
Hmm.
I was having a conversation the other day,
Yeah.
and I had to explain to someone that if your portfolio is hedged in Naira, you are in,
Hmm.
unless you particularly understand what you are doing. And
Hmm.
gave my house as an example. When I
Yeah.
bought my house, it was valued at about $350,000.
Hmm.
My house today has appreciated almost 3 or 4 times its Naira value, but it is not
Hmm.
$350 anymore. So
Hmm.
I might have gained on the Naira, but
Hmm.
lost on the dollar.
Hmm.
So I was talking about this yesterday, letting people
Yeah.
understand that there's also the microeconomics of investing. Sometimes
Absolutely.
you are doubling your money, but what you
Hmm.
are doing is you are locally doubling while globally value.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
I was so glad to have you here. And the funny thing is, I was comparing my house to my watches. My watches
Yeah.
gain dollars.
I think you went viral over that. You
I
always.
understand where I was coming from. And that is why we need
Hmm.
people to help us explain what housing really is. Our parents will build big house in the village. Now liability no be asset to big house for village na
Absolutely.
liability.
Absolutely.
House that you are living in is a liability. Oh.
Yes,
Property
absolutely.
asset. Once you
Hmm.
live in it, it becomes a liability because you have to maintain, you have to furnish, you have to
Absolutely.
refurbish 10 years. So
Yeah.
we expert like you here
Hmm.
don't know too much about property, but I
Mm.
know Nigeria is at a very crucial juncture,
Hmm.
especially with property as a source of investment. So there's no better person for me to have on this live
Yeah.
than Dr. Stephen Akintayo. He's familiar with global investments. He lives in Dubai. He lives, from what I gathered of him, he lives in the Burj Khalifa, which, by the way, is that is better than to house in Burj Khalifa is better than what to that's an that's an asset. And I'm not the expert. He is. But let me talk. Last time we discussed about the Global Wealth Festival.
Yeah.
My viewers can remember and can relate to this. How did it go from your own side first before we go deep into the questioning? How did it
Yeah,
go?
I want to thank you for coming. We had a great time, and I'm sure you also had a great time. It was an unusual event, and we had, I mean, everybody, Bob D, Mojua, all our great speakers. We had a great, even after you left, we had Dr. Cosmos Maduka. His session was amazing, you know.
I missed that. I really wanted to attend that.
Yes, and it was really insightful. I want to thank all of you, the speakers, who made it really rich. And I felt, I mean, if you ask some of your audience who came, there was so much hope. Everybody, left with joy, with like, yes, we need more of this, We even have the dinner. I thought I was going to see you at the dinner. We had another amazing time during the dinner session. We had Bovi came for the dinner, finished, everybody. It was so much fun. We had a great time.
From what I witnessed with JJ Omojua,
Yes.
I can only imagine what the dinner was like. If the that in
Yeah.
foods now must have been amazing.
Yeah.
I missed Cosmos Maduka's take. I know when it comes to investment, he went from selling motorcycles to selling Rolls Royce.
Come on, that's it.
From selling Okada.
Yeah.
Official dealer for Rolls Royce.
For BMW, for Jaguar.
Roller. He's the only one that, if you have a Rolls Royce and your Rolls Royce faults, you take it to him, he'll be dealing with Rolls Royce UK directly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okada. So that is really, really inspiring. And I'm so grateful that you had him speak to the people. But the sad thing is I missed it.
Yeah.
Now, about real estate, a lot of people want to hear your side of the story, and especially in regards to my analysis
of research
online. I decided to spend on my house and how much my house is worth. And I realized that even though I gained substantially on the Naira, I lost on the dollar. And a lot of people don't understand. They say, but the house is what? If you add the rent, let's imagine I rented it out for 10 years. The money will still not meet if I kept the money in the bank as dollars. So I want you to talk about this, and I want you to explain the different ways to go into real estate. What are the ways you can go into real estate in Nigeria and be stable? Or at least, even if you are not doubling your money on the dollar, you are not losing while you are increasing it on the Naira. So let's start with that, Dr. Stephen.
Beautiful. Thank you for having me, and also thank you for coming for the Global Wealth Festival. It was awesome. For the comment, about wristwatch and house, the truth is that there are different layers of investment. Like we always say, there are high risk, there's mid risk, and there are low risk. And you're very right that any house you live in is not an asset, it's a liability, right? So it is the house that you rent out that is an asset, because whatever brings money to you is an asset, whatever takes money away from you is a liability. And yes, there are even certain wines that gives you more returns than, you can buy certain types of wine, and those wine, as they age, the value is going higher and you're making crazy money on it. So there are a lot of stuff like that, just like the wristwatch you talked about, which is true. There are certain wristwatch, crazy, very expensive, but they are collectibles. They keep going higher and higher by the day. However, The reality is that people who are going to real estate investment differs. What they are targeting is different. A lot of people in Nigeria cannot even afford property in Nigeria, talk less of you saying they should afford property in Dubai or in US or in UK. Those who already can afford that are doing that. I know a lot of my clients who are based in Nigeria, they have several properties they bought from me here in Dubai, properties they bought in the UK or in the US, and they are getting higher returns than they will have, that you are probably getting on your type of wristwatch, because you also have to value how much did you put, to buy that wristwatch. With right knowledge, with right information, you buy that same type of property in Dubai, the value is going up. Not just that, you're also earning foreign exchange on a yearly basis from the people who are renting the property from you. No matter what happens, a house is a house. It will always maintain value. There might be a little drop. Look at all other investment right now. Crypto, is gone to pieces. And I said it to many people then too. I said, look, there's nothing wrong doing high risk investment in crypto. Just don't put all your eggs in one basket. It's just foolish, right? So there are certain investments that may not give you all the returns in this world, but they are tangible. A house is tangible any day, anytime, no matter what happens, right? A crypto can give you return this high today, tomorrow, not so much. Even the wristwatch may have this huge level of value. Something can happen to the brand. They may have used a child, like what happened to Balenciaga, and before you know it, everybody's attacking that brand. And before you say Jack Robinson, the value is coming down. But a house is a house. We always need a house. It's the bedrock of every economic activity. And that's why we always say that it's called real estate, because the only type of investment that is real, it's tangible. So for me, will be my take about the wristwatch and that. You're right in your analysis, but I think again, we're in a day where people just love controversy, and I'm sure they're happy you make more money, so that's okay. But, how do you, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Before you go any further, you have perfect Dubai. Right now, a lot of people, like you say, do not have access to investing in the UK, the US, or Dubai.
Yeah.
They are misinformed with regards to property. A house is a house. It will always hold its value. Yes. But when it's not growing in value, can we call it an asset? I'm talking about the houses in Nigeria. Here's my question. What type of houses are investment? Because people will go and show their village house with 12 bedrooms. It's not.
It's not. It's not. You're right. You're right.
Consider it an asset. A 8-block of flats in Banana Island, that's an asset.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you understand?
Absolutely.
To buy that is grass and swamp beside port that now develops, that is an asset. But I want you to explain this clearly. I don't want to be vague in their understanding, because if you take wristwatch against house, house always seems to win. But if you house in the village against Rolex, Rolex is better.
Absolutely. You are very right. Remember the last time I came on your show, I said, always get the knowledge of investment before even the investment itself, right? So that you understand, for example, even the fact that property is losing value in Nigeria, not in Banana Island. The property in Banana Island last year that is going for 450 million, right now is going for over $1 billion in the same Banana Island. They don't even sell in Naira. As dollar rise in Banana Island, it rise. They sell in dollars in Banana Island. Our office in Banana Island. I live in Banana Island when I'm in Nigeria. So the truth is that it depends on where. Location. When it comes to property, you have to understand that location is king. the location where you're buying the property determine the level of value, the level of appreciation that you're going to get. And you're very correct. I've often said this to my Igbo brothers, who, if you do not build a house in the village, you are not man enough, or you are not even important. And I say to them, I say, those things are jokes. The people you are comparing yourself with is a Cosmos Maduka, who owns how many properties in Lagos. Now, he can go back to his village and build a whole estate, and it will be his one house. So, first of all, build houses for investment before you go back to the village and show off. Okay, and this is one important thing we must learn. A lot of us get carried away with those who have arrived and how they are living their life. There's where they started from. These people prioritize investment first. Okay, you're a poor man, you are now saying, oh, anybody that doesn't invest in the village. All the guys you are comparing with, they even own Lagos. I mean, if you check investment of Igbo guys in Lagos, it's probably way higher. So don't compare yourself and say, I must build something in the village. If I don't build something in the village, I'm not important. Life is in phases, men are in sizes, live your size per time. Start your real estate investment by focusing on the types of investment that will give you returns, that will give you what we call cash flow. After you build those kind of investment, you are making so much money on a consistent basis. You can now go back to your village and show off and let them know you have arrived. And let them know you are the number one of Uguala village. That's okay. But do not confuse show off and even if, I don't care even if it's 20 bedroom in your village, to the value and returns you can get in Banana Island or Eko Atlantic or even in Bejuleki because of the Dangote refinery and things like that. So location is king. And you're very right. Like I said, a lot of your arguments, if people can just listen to the full conversation, they will see the sense in it. But again, media nowadays picks a chunk, blast it everywhere.
They picked a 3-minute chunk and allowed people who are ignorant to what do you call it, to start discussing it.
By the way, I had a lot of people during the Global Wealth Festival say I've never, heard Daddy Freeze one-on-one, and I so enjoyed. I've always had bad impression, but meeting him, hearing what he's saying, everything makes so much sense. I said, well, I think that's the issue between the rich and the poor. The rich always investigate. The poor just takes the general narrative.
Was one of my points. One of the things that separate the rich from the poor is the poor never see the big picture.
Absolutely.
Inside every scenario, there is a big.
Yes.
If you take house and watch, the first thing that comes to your mind, you can't live in a watch. So house looks more valuable. But the house where, now you mentioned something. My argument was when I bought my house, I converted dollars to naira and lost value. But you see, the Banana Island and in Ikoyi are already hedged to the dollar. It is 200,000. If the naira likes, let it be 1,000 naira for a dollar.
Exactly.
It is the same.
Exactly.
Against a kilogram of stone, 3 stones might be 1 kilogram, and 2 million feathers might be 1 kilogram. But a kilogram.
Very true.
The dollar is a standard. When you say $200 or $200,000, you hedge the price on it. If the land drop in naira value, if the land increase in naira value, as long
as it doesn't matter,
dollar constant.
Yeah.
So houses in Banana Island and Ikoyi are in investments, but you see, the poor don't see that big picture.
Not at all.
House in Ajegunle. No bias. It's not like it's a you. But if you can't hedge it internationally, you will realize that when you were buying the house, you paid a certain number of business class tickets.
Yeah.
Want to sell the house, you will not be able to buy those same number of business class tickets.
Very true. Very true.
Very important. See the picture. Don't jump into an argument. When especially when the person you want to argue with is bringing facts. I know how much I paid for my house.
Mm-hmm.
And I know how much dollar was then and how much dollar is now. And I'm doing the math and showing you, and then you're arguing with me. Where do you have So that is a very valid point. Thank you so much, Steve. I want to ask another question. What are the different ways to go into real estate? Do people start by buying land or by getting houses? What's your advice?
Beautiful question. So it depends, again, it depends on your budget. Oftentimes, it's neither here nor there. Your budget is important. If you have up to $350,000 to invest, I would say, in fact, bring that money to Dubai and come and buy some of the properties I have available here. But not everybody has that kind of money. So you probably have way lesser than that, and you still want to be an investor. And it's always not wise to keep your money in the bank, except in the case of maybe you are putting it is in dollars. But in reality, even if it's in dollars, you are better off investing it internationally. Because what has happened globally is that there's been inflation. US is experiencing inflation that they've never had in more than 40 years. So even the dollar is also losing what? The British pound against the dollar has fallen to, probably is now 1.2 to $1. Meanwhile, it used to be 2 point something British pounds to $1. So there's global inflation. And leaving your money in the bank is just not wisdom. You are making the banks richer. No rich man does that. You will be shocked that people like Dangote and a lot of the wealthy guys you know don't have that much money in the bank. When they say they are billionaires or they are rich people, it's analysis of their assets, that if you are to sell the asset these people own, is worth billions, not as if that they've kept. That's why Elon Musk will still go and borrow money to buy Twitter. A lot of people don't understand those, if I had to share some of his Tesla stocks, right, to go and buy Twitter. So you will probably be wondering that they said the man is worth over $200 billion. Twitter was being purchased for just $40-something billion. Yet there was so much borrowing here, so much looking for Saudi Arabia investors to gather money just to buy a $40-something billion property, Twitter. But that was because the so-called rich people are rich in assets that they own. Asset that they've secured. So for me is, if you are not too liquid, start with land banking. Okay, start buying small. Today you buy 5 million watt. Tomorrow you buy 10 million watt. Tomorrow you buy 20 million watt. Gradually, and again, get knowledge. Don't just, because if you go and buy in the village, you won't appreciate 5 years from now. The land is looking at you. But if you go and buy in Bejuleki or in Ekpe, because of the government project, the refinery, the free trade zone, the expansion, the airport they are putting there, the value is going up. And Lagos is even unique. Lagos is projected to be the largest city in the world by the year 2100. Nigeria is going to be having a population of over 350 million people by the year 2050. And so what drives real estate value is population growth. As more people are moving, insecurity is also contributing to that. So the level of insecurity that is happening in the north is increasing the value of property in Abuja. The number of insecurity issues across the southern part is increasing how many people are moving to Lagos. So a time will come, and I've said this, in the next 50 to 100 years, even if all you have is 500 square meter in Lagos, it will be worth billions of naira, by the virtue of population growth and the pressure, and the land is not increasing. So you have to understand that dimension, but you can play real estate globally. You don't need to localize it, particularly when you have, enough FX or you have enough resources. But the rule is, make sure your money is working for you. Make sure you're investing. Make sure you're putting into something. You can't keep folding your hands and expect to become wealthy. Everybody who is building wealth took action. Some of the properties I bought years ago, Okay, I left it there for years, and from value of 1.5 million is going for over 15 million today. One from, we bought it at 3.5, the value is going for between 25 to 35 million today, right? In a space of just 2 years. So, but we knew where we're buying, we had done analysis, we knew the project that is coming to that area, we've analyzed that, and we make sure we got in the right location, that there will be a lot of pressure in terms of population growth. So, for me, that would be my answer. But it's also important beyond just buying that you buy it right. Because if you buy a land and Monile will come and start chasing you and giving you headache, you've still lost all the entire money. So don't be penny wise, pound foolish. Make sure that you are dealing with professionals, you're dealing with people with integrity to help you and support you in the process of acquiring wealth. I always say this, that it's poor man that is always scared to use his ATM on the internet. And then you ask, how much exactly is in that ATM? Okay, exactly how much? Because people have a whole lot of money on their card are doing business. They're using that same card to do transactions all over the world. So don't carry this poverty mentality where you don't trust anybody. And because you don't trust anybody, you are not taking action. You are not building wealth. Like Daddy Freeze is telling you. Before he's now analyzing between watch and his house, he owns both. So don't compare. He owns the house, he owns the watch, but he owns. So don't even compare. So don't come and say that the free says, the watch appreciates higher than the house. Okay, you don't even own the house. Okay, own the house first. Then try and buy the type of watch he's also talking about. Then begin to compare. But situation where you are not anywhere. Okay, I always say this, that when you're listening to people, use your wisdom, use your church mind, right? You don't compare. Some people can get, there's a luxury success afford you. You can begin, I now can begin to tell you that, Daddy Freeze, I don't like Burj Khalifa. There's not enough play area for kids. That's because I'm already there. Right? You have to be there before you two now carry your mouth and say, I don't like Burj Khalifa. Oga, you've never even seen it. Talk less of live there. Today now I tell people, I say, I don't like Banana Island. There's only one exit from Banana Island. If there's a crisis, exactly. If there's crisis now in Banana Island, it's going to be chaotic. Because, entering any estate, you should have multiple exits. But again, it's because I'm living there that I can begin to analyze, which one is good or which one is bad.
So, let me also go into this question. You're talking about Dubai, Nigeria, UK, US, which gives more returns?
Beautiful question. I mean, people will not believe this, but it's the truth. If you are looking at general numbers, how much did I buy versus how much has it appreciated? It's still Nigeria. Okay? However, for example, like I said, as much as Daddy Freeze is saying, hey, his house didn't appreciate as much as the wristwatch. If you had bought that same house in Banana Island, I'm sure he will tell you that, look, buy more. Okay, because the way the value in Banana Island, you said?
They want me. Hey, they want me. Is it my house in Banana Island? You're
on your way there. You're on your way there. Daddy Freeze, you're on your way there. You are building this empire. It's moving. The ministry is moving to the permanent side. So the truth is that it depends. Nigeria still gives the kind of highest. It's only in Nigeria that you can say you bought a property, for 450 million, and in 2 years it has appreciated to 1.2 billion. That won't happen in America, no matter the economic growth. You can only say, oh, I bought this property in let's say Houston, right, for X amount, and the value has increased by, let's say, 20% or 25%. But in Nigeria, you can even get 100% ROI in a matter of 1 or 2 years. Now, however, internationally, Dubai is the best in terms of ROI. Dubai gives you more return than UK or US for a couple of reasons. Number one, you don't pay tax. There's no income tax. There's no real estate tax in Dubai. So your rent is 100% your own. When you choose to sell the property in Dubai as well, it's 100% your own. And also when it comes to capital appreciation, is really growing fast. Also, rental income, right now, the World Cup is actually happening in Dubai, even though it's happening in Doha. Canada and several other teams are lodged in Dubai. They fly down to play the game in Doha, come back to Dubai because Doha religious rules are more stricter. Dubai allows you, in fact, Doha says you cannot drink alcohol in public. So they will have arrested the freeze that was taking wine on this show if it was in Doha. But Dubai is more free. So Dubai right now is full. Rental income is crazy. Money, people who invested in real estate are just cashing out in a big way. So you get more returns in Dubai compared to UK or US, but it's also what you want to achieve. So I tell people, I say, London is where you buy property when you have made money and you just want to save it. Okay? Because even when there's recession, London, during 2008 crisis, was influenced by real estate. The property drop in London, in UK, particularly London, did not drop that much compared to the rest of the world, right? So London is like where you go to preserve your money, and real estate can be the vehicle you are preserving the money in. US is where you want to go when you are trying to play with leverage, because in US that I only have, let's say, I'm just giving an example. Let's say I have $1 million and I can use that $1 million to access property worth $10 million. In some cases, I can even leverage to use that $1 million to access property worth 20 to 50 million. Now, in other parts of the world, you can't do that. So you go to US when you want to use leverage, when you want to use debt, to grow wealth and really expand so fast. And then, like I said, in developed worlds, you want to use Dubai. But generally, overall, Nigeria is still gives you the highest ROI if you buy in the right place.
I want you to be clear. Where in Nigeria, not village, not please, Dr. Stephen, explain to them.
We've said that. I think we flogged that very much. We flogged that very much. That
because
again,
like people are coming, just came now saying, hey, "Oh, Nigeria is the best place to go and do real estate." Mama Ndubisi, land. I want to build 11-bedroom mansion and suite. Yes. They say, "Oh, Stephen, now it's doctor. He knows it. That's where I should put my money." So, Dr. Stephen, explain them clearly. Let there not be any confusion.
Well, you've heard that the freeze. That the freeze is an expert. That the freeze just like to play humility. He's an expert in this thing.
Certain things. And one of my analysis, like you always said, is key location.
Yeah.
Master the art of location. Sometimes it's not location. Sometimes it's what's going to become a good location. That's speculating.
Yeah. Yes.
Dangote built refinery here. I know people that bought land 200,000 per plot, and land
I'm telling you.
Those ones made money that dollar cannot match.
Absolutely.
You see, what Dr. Stephen first said is, I want to correct all of it because Nigerians, they like yes and no answers. And religion, Dr. Stephen, I don't want us to go into religion because that's another level. Religion taught us good.
You have not invited me for this religious debate. I'm still waiting.
Religion teaching us good, or it is not good, it is evil. There is nowhere in between good and evil. And I like to explain things to people. Smoking cigarettes, for instance, is not good and it is not evil. The Bible does not say don't smoke. But you now have to consider your neighbor. Is my cigarette. So me smoking a cigarette in the middle of a field, not affecting anybody's life, is not as much as an issue. It doesn't mean I will not make heaven. It doesn't mean I'm a sinner because I'm smoking cigarettes. But you see, that yes or no, they want it. Dr. Stephen, land or watch, which one is better? They want you to choose one. They want you to choose one. Because as far as they are concerned, land is land. Listen, land in Oluyole in Ibadan, land in Maitama, land in Asokoro, and land in Banana Island are not the same. Oh.
At all. At all.
To you, there are some land, instead of buying them, go and buy watch. And there are some lands, instead of buying watch, if I had the opportunity to buy land in Banana Island today, I will not be thinking of watch.
But you also have to clarify what type of watch. It's not like they should go to Alaba and